Okay, so what you're going to need in order to get your drawing from your computer to the 3D printer is you're going to need a card reader. It's going to look something like this. I'm going to have two of them. They're going to be stored up here by the 3D printers. If you can't find one, ask me or look around the room. One of your classmates probably has it. This will get plugged in to your computer. You then need an SD card. It could be a blue one. It might be a black one. There could be one in the 3D printers or in the box up here in the front. It just depends. Maybe people are using them, maybe people are not. The black ones have like 3 lines and a P. The blue ones are going to be, say, SanDisk, and they're 16 gigs. I have 6 total SD cards. If an SD card is in a printer, while it is printing, you cannot take it out. You have to have an SD card that is not in a printer and save it. Now, you could save yours on an SD card, and someone else could save it on the same SD card. You just can't save it on one that's in the printer while it's printing. If it's done printing, then you can take it out of the 3D printer and then save it using the card reader in your computer. On the video that I showed you earlier, it has what it should look like and show up as. I believe it's your H drive if you're saving it to the SD card. So you take the SD card, right here, pop it in the printer on the side, click it in like so. If the power is not on here in the front, like you don't see anything in the front, you just go back here and turn the power on. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to set the printer. So when you go to print, this is what the front is going to look like. Your SD card is here on the side. There's a couple things you are going to need to do. The first thing you need to do is you need to make sure to set this the printer at home. So we're going to go to Tools. We are going to go to Level. The 3D printer is going to go around. It's going to level itself, and then we're going to do something here in a minute to help with it. So it does its thing. It says next, and it says we should now level it. So what I'm going to do is I like to do it a little bit different way. We're going to hit back right now. We're going to hit disable drive. When you hit disable drive, you can now move this around and you won't break anything. You can move the plate around, etc. If you don't disable the drive, this won't move. Now you're going to take this little cheat sheet here, and this should slide underneath the printer. Right now, I can't get that to slide under very easily. So I'm going to tighten this up a little bit, which now allows this to slide under it. I can still feel that it's touching, but the gap is the right gap. So you need to have this paper right here. This is the correct gap between it. So once I have this corner leveled, I'm just going to slide this over, and I'm going to do the exact same thing to this corner. I'm going to take this under, and right now it's probably pretty good. So that one's good. Then I'm going to go to this side here in this corner, and I do the same thing. That one, it's probably pretty good as well. And then I'll go over to this corner here, and it slides under, and I can feel that it's barely touching. So that one's good. So the only one I had to adjust was this corner here. You may have to adjust all 4 corners. You just want this to slide under it and barely be touching it, and that is the right gap. Once you've done that, you can click to back, and you can click on print. In my SD card right here, you can see there's 3 things. One of them is Mr. Cunningham. That was what I saved my dog tag as. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to start getting ready to print. The first thing that happens is the bed itself gets hot, then the nozzle gets hot, then it will print. I'll show you what that looks like when it's printing here in a minute. It usually takes, I don't know, 3 to 4 or 5 minutes in order for it to heat up and get ready to print. Okay, so right now it is printing my dog tag. Just to kind of give you an update, this box has everything you need. It has the reader, it has your piece of paper to check the gap, and it has some SD cards. So if you need to put something back, put it in this box. It'll just sit up here in front. The last thing would be when you take it off, I'm going to have a box for these as well. It's just, this is used to pop your dog tag off when you're done, or any other 3D print when you're done. Okay, so when your print's done, the easiest way to get it off that I've found is to go to Tool, Disable Drive, Now, the plate is hot when it gets done printing, so you don't want to touch the plate right away. If you, once you get it over here, you can just tear it off like so. And once again, the plate is hot, so be careful. Now, my dog tag's really small. I think we're going to change the size. You're going to have a bigger dog tag than this, but that's how you take it off, and it should be ready to go for the next print. Just if there's any pieces on there, make sure you get it off. Okay?